Secret Lair Prime Slime, and we get a Dracula set coming up soon. Could we see Avengers or Marvel as well in the Magic the Gathering universe? We're going to talk about this and more coming right up. Welcome to Collectors of the Coast. I am Cash, and I got some interesting topics to talk about today. Been pretty busy lately, took a holiday, had some fun. Haven't been posting many videos. We're a little behind on some of our videos, but I've been spending a lot of time getting organized and a lot of interesting stuff coming up. Popped up on us on a couple of days ago, actually. Secret Lair Prime Slime. I think it's the 22nd Secret Lair, if I'm counting correctly. And this one looks like a lot of fun, actually. I'm generally not a big fan of Secret Lairs, but they're here to stay, and I guess we're all going to just deal with them. It does seem like they're going to maybe make some interesting things out of it. It's going to be interesting to see how it evolves over time. So, anyways, I think they are really cool cartoon art. Love the Mimeoplasm. We have the pre-constructed Mimeoplasm deck kicking around, which I just kind of have sitting around, and every once in a while I pull it out. It's not bad. Mimeoplasm is certainly interesting. I find half the time I don't play the commander, though. The deck typically wins without it. Anyways, Acidic Slime, also really nice. Just love the cartoon art. Love the purples and the greens together. They are really interesting. Little bit, you can say, we're in Canada. Really pricey for the importing, switching American to Canadian. These things, certainly ordering one, really not an option as a Canadian. When you at least get a little bit less when you're looking at two or more. When the per box of these things comes out, it's a little bit more worth it. Still a lot of money. And, it's one thing, I guess, if you can sell them for, I guess people are trying to sell them for, typically 60, 70 bucks for these things. And you pretty much have to do that in Canada to make any money on them. And then you get into, is it really worth it to spend a whole bunch of time trying to sell things for 60 bucks that you bought for basically 50 and change, when you gotta, especially if you're not in a store or something, you gotta chase after people and meet up with people and stuff to make 10 bucks. It's not really worth it. So, and of course, not to mention you're paying interest on credit cards and all that kind of stuff. But looks like a really neat product. Necrotic Ooze as well. Scavenging Ooze and Void Slime, all really cool arts. Would love to see if they bring in a playmat to go with this Secret Lair. I would have myself probably been more interested in the playmat and with that some of the art they put on than the actual regular, maybe even just the cards themselves, because it was just real neat art. So they did a good job on this one. I actually complain about a lot of them, but this one I think is a pretty good thing. Should come out. Should hopefully get these things before Christmas. So maybe people are thinking for Christmas presents on this one. So that said, I was watching a video from Rudy today, and he made some mention of a third Innistrad set that's rumored to come out. Makes perfect sense. The first Innistrad was pretty good. Second one, Shadows over Innistrad, so. But the a third one could be really good. There was some talk about some kind of Dracula theme and really going in on the vampires, which of course the first ones did anyways. But we've now had Throne of Eldraine, which was fairy tale themed. They've went into the Godzilla. It makes perfect sense now that they're going to do a Dracula themed set. So expect alternate art, just like Ikoria. We're going to get some Dracula cards. Dracula is way better than Godzilla. I honestly think they'll be so hot. I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming with this one. You know what? I mean, we haven't had anything confirmed from Wizards of the Coast or anything like that. I mean, this is still essentially rumors, but rumors where you can take the information and it makes perfect sense within what they're doing, seems really interesting. I mean, who's going to be up for a Dracula card or a Frankenstein type card, or the Mummy? Those classic horror film, scary kind of creature cards, and I think they're owned by the same company, to be honest, with the Godzilla. So probably easy to get the rights. They probably have the rights to all these things now. Really interesting, to see. So, yeah. So taking the information that we have of upcoming sets, Wizards is keeping things pretty tight to the vest, not letting us get too much information. But Innistrad 3, Dracula Edition, or whatever they're going to call it, sounds really fun. I mean, I'm intrigued. Okay, so yeah, the second part of it was that there's some talk of, I think it was Marvel. I can't remember if it was Marvel or Avengers. I think it was Marvel. That they were going to do something with Marvel, and I can't, to the life of me, think about them actually doing a set that is Marvel, unless it is some kind of alt set, or maybe, it would be really actually cool to see like the My Little Pony product or a Secret Lair that comes out that is Marvel. And I mean, you can imagine if they do a series of those, maybe Marvel Lands or something, they would be wild. People would be all over them. So would be kind of nice to see. That's the things that, those are the kind of things that Secret Lair would be really fun with, that kind of product. So yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that we'll get a set. It would be pretty wacky in the universe of Magic the Gathering to have all of a sudden superheroes. Pretty broken, weird stuff going on. But as a Secret Lair alt art kind of thing, why not? People are printing them at home anyways. Why wouldn't they? If they can get the rights to them to do it? Why not print them? They'll be a hot item, and people will love it. So we've already talked about in previous videos that maybe if you're new to the channel you might not have seen, but there definitely sounds like Modern Horizons 2 is a go and a real thing. So expecting to see that. Personally, myself, I'm expecting to see that next year. It's possible it's 2021, but I think it's going to be next summer. We're going to see Modern Horizons 2. Would not surprise me at all if it's next summer in our. How do you pass up double masters? How do you do another master set that matches up? Well, you do something that's a little different. Do a Modern Horizons set. Maybe not quite as of a splash one like an Ultimate Masters or a Double Masters, but just a real good, hopefully they can make a real good strong set, really interesting cards like the original Modern Horizons. Some of the cards in the original Modern Horizons just great. Urza from there is incredible, and Ren and 6, of course, and the lands as well. With that, we talked about an Ice World, and I'm pretty sure that's coming next year. Really excited about that. Going to be good times for some kind of Ice World. Some of those, depending on how they do it, maybe the snow-covered lands, I think reprint everything. So the snow-covered lands probably now they're not going to be worth much because they've been reprinted 18 times. But that said, they're probably going to do, you heard it here first, folks, they're probably going to do some kind of alternate version of a snow-covered land. And those ones will have some price. So, you start to think about with all these different things coming out, how are they going to do this, right? When you get into a Dracula theme set now with the alternate arts and the fancy drawings they're doing, the art could be quite stunning and spectacular. And really, if they do even art cards and stuff, they would be, they'd be kind of chased after, I think. Now, if they do a snow-covered land, they're going to probably do some kind of alt art. And so they are really taking advantage of some of the lands and making them better and a little bit more collectible than some of them were a little plain in the past, a little bit too much of those same kind of lands. So it is interesting they're doing this. I can imagine now with it. I'm just, my mind's going. I can imagine if they did a set of tokens with the Dracula cards or Marvel or something. I mean, how cool would that be if they did tokens? So anyway, really interesting. Yeah, Ice World coming up too, which looks really good. There's been quite a bit of talk about either the collector boosters in the alt art slot or in the set boosters, possibly getting the dual the sack lands, I'm missing the name of the lands, but getting the those original Zendikar lands that everyone's looking for this year. Hopefully, whether it's 5 of them or whether we get all 10 of them in that slot, and they're fairly rare. There's been quite a bit of talk about that. I think it's going to happen. I think it's given. The question is whether it's in the set booster, the collector booster. Can you still get them in the regular box? Are they going to do an alternate art of it? Is it going to be some kind of different art? It would seem stupid if they didn't. So it'll be really interesting to see. Is there going to be chase cards in the set coming up in Zendikar Rising? They'd be nuts if they don't put some kind of chase cards. No, and the previous two really had those chase cards. Those dual lands, are they going to be the chase card, or are they going to have something, some of the reserve list cards as chase cards? I think they've got to have some kind of chase cards in it. So anyway, looking forward to that in weeks to come. We should start to get that news really almost any time now. I know these spoilers not supposed to come out till September, but they're bound to leak some of that information in the coming week or two. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. It does really help us. We're getting close to 1,000. 1,000's a big number for us. When you start a YouTube channel, that's kind of your original goal, is always 1,000. So please help us get there. We would really appreciate it. And check out the Discord. We have all kinds of box breaks, all kinds of fun stuff going on. We're going to be doing a big thing for our patrons, new patrons soon. So you'll want to watch for that. Otherwise, everyone have a magical day.